Well, best I can figure, Johnny's somebody very important within Depop.
He just froze up. He froze up, Stewart.
Depop cut him off. He knows too much.
Yeah. Power glitch be back on in a minute. Let's just leave him up, shall we?
Yeah, he looks good like that.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I do wonder. She forgot what I was going to say.
You're sweet. He's froze up. He lost what he's going to say. Johnny, what are we going to do? But it's
my reselling fathers are falling apart.
We're more like your reselling grandfathers now. Johnny, I tell you what, boy.
My two dads.
My two dads are falling apart. MRI and ultrasound.
Oh, man.
You should probably leave this in the video, Wes. We'll get some pity views.
Might as well. We need some pity. You know, we're falling apart, but yeah.
Well, we could probably get AARP to sponsor at this point.
A lot of Knoxville talk in on this one.
Yeah, this has been an aggressive visit Knoxville.com.
Well, we've missed several weeks of it, Johnny. So,
this is, visit Knoxville times 3.
Yeah. Stewart, go ahead and raise your shirt up a little bit. Let's see it, Rocky Talk. There you go.
Oh, I thought you wanted him to. I was like, oh, you really did miss him.
Like this, John. Like this. Welcome back, everybody, to the Finder Flippers Resell Podcast. We are back, gentlemen.
Guys, we're back. A lot has been going on. This is episode 69. I'm not going to giggle at that because I'm an adult. But guys, episode 69, we're up to 340 subscribers, which means a 400 live coming soon. I saved Stewart's life, his professional reselling life today. We got to talk about that. We have got a lot to get to. Episode 69.
Well, Johnny, how's your week of in-law reselling been?
Oh, man. Our sales are down. Like, then you just, like, when you're out of your routine and then you're kind of just exhausted from it all, like then you're mad about everything and then you're annoyed about everything, right? So sales are down because we're not posting. We're not posting because the family's in town. You know, it just like it all just snowballs. I think by the last couple of days they were very much ready to leave too, but like we said, it's
doing things like mowing the grass at 7 a.m.
Yeah. And it's like they're like the quintessential in-laws, right? Like, which they're great. They're great. We love them. We're glad that we'd rather have them around annoying us than not around, right?
Right.
But you just get through, like, we're different in every facet, right? Like, we're different. Like, politically, we're different, like, just what we like, what we don't like, it's all different.
Oh, that makes for a fun mix.
Yeah, so, like, you know, the first week, you know, it's great, and then by the second week, you're, like, roommates, right? And you're, like, ready to just, who touched my peanut butter?
Well, and you got the added bonus of 3 more days. You're like, yes, yay. Yeah, you talking about things being slow. Mine is slowed down to a crawl.
Yeah.
It's just not good. And the summer slowdown is here, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's a little like, we don't see a huge summer slowdown, but like we don't see a huge Q4. And this has been a slower summer than any of the last couple summers.
What do you think? Why do you think that is? What's going on?
I mean, you hate to say it. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff going on politically, you know, just wars and stuff like that. I don't know. It doesn't change my spending habits.
Right.
You know, like I still have to live, you know, not being insensitive to, you know, what's going on in the world, but like whatever's going on in the Middle East, like I still need groceries or a new shirt for something. But they say, you know, people aren't going on vacations and people are kind of holding their money a little bit more. And
give us the story, Johnny.
Oh man. So the tow guy actually came out and patched it so I could drive it.
Patch that tire?
Yeah.
Wow, he's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So we had to take packages to the office or to the post office because Thursday was a holiday. So we were like, well, we better get these out Wednesday rather than sit on them till Friday. So we took them to the post office, went to Goodwill like we normally do, start driving home, turn the corner at one of the intersections, and just the car starts shaking. And like I thought I sideswiped somebody. I'm looking all over. There's nobody around. Like I cannot figure this out. There's nothing like laying in the road, like I ran over a raccoon or something. So I pull over real fast. I get out. I look. There, like the whole wheel well, everything is all tore up, but I don't see anything. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and there was like some guys off on the side doing like lawn work, and I was like, God, maybe like something shot off the weed whacker and just like just missiled my tire. So I'm like, God, I cannot figure this damn thing out. So I had to pull off the road a little bit more, and it like boom, boom, like that. And I'm like, okay, I got to get I don't want to drive on my rim. And so I get out of the car, and it must have been under at the time. And then like a couple more revolutions is just this construction S-hook. Like I sent you guys the picture, just a lot of like, and I'm like, the whole like frame around the wheel well, that like whatever that fire resistant, whatever the like fire resistant or whatever that sheet is, like in your wheel well, just ripped off. Oh,
good times, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds like, John, you're getting tired of this adulting thing like the rest of us.
Yeah, I'm over it, man. I'm not. Like 2 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be so much fun. You can go wherever you want when you're an adult. You can do this. You can do that. And you get everything that goes with it.
No, I would gladly do whatever my parents said to not have to worry about any of it.
Yeah, and for those of you wondering, that's the reason we didn't record an episode last week. We get this message from Johnny. He's like, I'm just too angry to record tonight. So I can imagine. It was like what was that, like a hook or something? I mean, it was.
Yeah, just some kind of like, I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. Yeah, we were all set to go, and then Johnny's shooting us a message. I'm too mad. I'm too angry.
I would have been like, and it wasn't even so like mad as I was just aggravated. And I was just like, nope, we're done. We're done for the day. And we still had, Johnny,
there is no normal life. There's just life.
I know. And like we had Lizzie's parents were in town for my son's graduation the week prior. So I was on like day 11 of the in-laws living with us. It was just this perfect storm. And then I'm mad that there was a holiday Thursday because we would have went Thursday instead of Wednesday, and like somebody else could have dealt. It was nothing positive would have come from me being recorded last week.
That could have made for some good podcasting, though.
Oh yeah. I would have definitely. I would have let you guys know how I felt about everything.
Every single thing.
So yeah, it's been like 3 weeks since we've seen you, I guess, or 2. What is it? You were at the beach the last time we recorded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Johnny's been missing in action.
Yes, guys, I'm still here.
It happens. I mean, especially during the summertime, it just gets crazy.
Well, and then we took my in-laws to the airport in Raleigh on Friday, which is maybe like an hour and 20 minutes from our house. So we get them to the airport, wipe our hands clean. We get a call. An hour later, their flights were canceled. We were halfway home.
Oh, no.
Back around to pick up the in-laws for 3 more days. We finally took them yesterday. God bless them, but I was just too much of a good thing, we'll say.
An added bonus.
Yes.
That's why you stay there at the airport and make sure you see him embark on the plane. And
Yeah, we were
you
so
see
ready
him
to
in there.
close that chapter. We were so ready to close that chapter that we just started heading home.
Say no take backs. I'm sorry, we're too far. You're just going to get a hotel and stay there for the night.
Well, and you guys know, like, if you're somewhere or if people are visiting, like, it's great to have them, but it disrupts your routine a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, there comes a point where you're just craving some, like, normalcy, at least like your routine back, because our son was staying down here, which is our eBay room. So we couldn't post and photograph and cross list like we needed to because he was down here, and you couldn't be mad at him because he got evicted from his bedroom so his aunt could stay in it. And it was just like, okay, everyone's got to go. Everyone out.
Did you film down there and he's kind of off to the side? Don't mind me. Hey guys, it's Johnny. Frizzy's son. Our son's right here. Never mind him.
So like we didn't put out a YouTube video for like 9 days. It was just like, I mean, it was a nice break, but like it wasn't like vacation. At least if you're going to take the time off, have it be vacation.
I've been doing some shorts. That's kind of pushed me through, I guess.
That's how to do it.
Some shorts. Yeah. So let's dive right into the theme of the show, boys. Both of you now are back on Depop. You're no longer depopped.
No, we are deflated.
So let's dive into it. Either one of you all can start. How and when and what happened to where we're back to this point. You're on Depop.
Yeah. So from my standpoint, I got an Instagram message from Depop today, and it just said, "Hey, we've reinstated your account. Frizzy's Fines, basically demanded that your account be reinstated." No, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was just along the lines of, Frizzy's Fines mentioned you and we've reinstated your account. And so, I immediately went in on my phone and deleted all 800 and something listings that I had. I didn't start, there's really not much risk. Now I can go back to selling one thing a month on Depop, but
well, just list one thing and just leave it up.
I actually have listed 2 things, so I'm too deep into Depop now. Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, and they should have reinstated you all. As much as we talk about them, you know what I'm saying? They should bring you back.
That was one of the feedback when Lizzie and I got to meet with them, and we talked to Lucy, who actually was really Lucy, which I was surprised by. I thought that was just some bot name, but there's actually a Lucy. So shout out Lucy. And then somebody else that was in London. Like, we felt fancy. We had London and New York on the line at the same time. But one of the feedbacks that we gave was like, yeah, it's great that you reactivated our account, but you just turned everything on. Like, we were shut down for 8 months. 60-70% of that stuff was no longer available. But like, you're just throwing it out there. Like, whoa, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But like, it was.
I know we had touched on it. So what prompted them to reach back out to y'all? Did they see your videos? How did they know that your account, or had y'all reached? I know that y'all had reached out to them originally, but hadn't had any communication for a long time.
Yeah, we had reached out obviously originally, like, hey, let us back on, but we kind of let that ship sail. It was doing well for us, but Depop's kind of a pain, like listing wise, compared to the other platforms. It's very more like labor intensive. It's much more click heavy. So like after a month or two, we were kind of like, like it's all right. But we had Depop reached out to somebody who followed us on Instagram, and they had a similar conversation to us where they were like, hey, if you know anybody who's, looking to get back on the platform, like, let us know. And she had submitted our name. And then Depop had reached out to us and had sent a message on IG that was like, hey, do you guys still sell on Depop? And we're like, No, you should know. You took us down. And so I responded back and was like, no, you took us down, blah, 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 blah. And then they never responded again. So we're like, oh, okay, great. Clearly they reviewed our account and was like, we shouldn't have reached out to these people. But Lucy had actually gone on vacation and was out of town. And she's the one that's kind of handling all this. So she got back in town and reached back out to us and scheduled a call. And so we actually got to talk to them about things, which was pretty cool. And the cool thing about it was like they apologized and they admitted that this was a correction to an overcorrection and that they're still trying to like work out the AI bot part of their business, which I respected the fact that they apologized and wasn't just like, we'll allow you on, whatever, that they kind of took ownership of it. But you still hear stories today of people getting banned. So they're almost like internally fighting each other a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. My message just said, hi, Franklin Hill Ventures. Wanted to follow up to let you know that your account has been reinstated on Depop. Smiley face. I got your info from Frizzy's Finds and relayed it to the team. Please let me know if there's anything else I can help you with or if you have any other concerns. I assume this is Lucy maybe, but it doesn't say that it's Lucy.
Gotcha.
It just says Depop. So
was she looking for suggestions, Johnny, from you as well?
Yeah. I mean, they were really open to anything. They were not so much in like how the platform operates, but more so of just the user experience of it. Mm-hmm. And they had talked to us about potentially like a collaboration. And I was like, well, it's hard for me to tell everybody about how we got banned on Depop and then all of a sudden start making videos that we've partnered with Depop. Like that doesn't make sense for us. And so I just told her, I said, I have questions. Like, are we going to have people back on Depop and then getting suspended 2 weeks later for something silly? Because 3 minutes after they reactivated our account, they sent us a warning email. And it's like, oh, there's same old Depop, like still at it. But what they had told us is that they're kind of putting in like a buffer in there and they're not going to just ban everybody immediately, but they're going to just send warnings and just kind of leave it in warning mode. So they're still.
I wouldn't think you'd really know your business that way. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't see them growing by doing stuff like that. You've got to be more open.
Depop's not the only one who does that. I mean, eBay does. I mean, they all use AI obviously and take listings down. Facebook's really bad too. Mm-hmm. You list a stuffed animal and it'll say you're not allowed to list live animals on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, so it's definitely a cautionary tale for AI. I mean, as far as everybody's jumping to move all their processes and stuff to AI, but there's just still need that human interaction.
Yeah. But I think part of it is they're looking to grow, obviously, like any platform would be. And I think they see Poshmark jerking people around. I mean, Poshmark Live or Poshfest or whatever the heck it's called usually sells out in like minutes and there's still tickets available for the event. So that I think speaks loudly to how people are feeling about Poshmark at the moment. And everybody being banned by Depop, obviously, people don't feel too great about Depop. So if they can kind of reverse that a little bit and bring some people back and kind of, I guess, more like a home grow it a little bit with, smaller resellers and stuff like that, maybe it can build some trust back in because there's definitely an opportunity with people looking for alternatives to Poshmark.
What should they do, Johnny, to make their listings better when you put that together?
I mean, the big thing with Depop is like, don't use stock photos. I mean, you shouldn't use stock photos anyways. Mm-hmm. We use them all the time, but Depop will take you down immediately. Where a lot of times with like eBay or Poshmark, the brand will do some kind of AI reverse, search and then say, hey, take these down, where Depop is very proactive and takes your stuff down. And like we told the ladies on our call, like, I don't feel comfortable posting designer things. And while I feel better after talking to them, we're still going to avoid posting designer stuff. We're not gonna post stuff that is easily counterfeit, or, well, I guess everything's easily counterfeit, but more commonly counterfeit. And I told her, I was like, I just don't feel, that's great. You're not going to ban us right away, but it's going to be a ding on the account still. And it's cool that we have a contact, but not everybody has a contact.
Right.
So did you gather from talking to him, Johnny, that, I mean, this was a pretty widespread issue as far as like they were banning people left and right?
Yeah. I mean, the message to us was send us as many names as you can get. And she actually just today created a Google form with a link, and we just have a link now. And if anybody messages us that they want to get back on Depop, we will just send you a link to fill in, and they'll review it. So this
Johnny, I know this may be a stretch. Why don't you ask her to come on our podcast? Let's have a chat with her.
Yeah, I'll see if she'll do it.
That'd be cool.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, I know, and maybe y'all had the same experience. When I first got banned, I thought, well, I'll just ask to get back on, but they sent me this form, and I mean, it was like jumping through 37 hoops to get reinstated. So, it's not only that you got banned, they made it very difficult to get, reinstated. You have to basically, I don't know, write all kind of it's like writing an essay almost. So I just,
they just kind of made you out to just feel like this terrible person. And we were like, we are top rated sellers on eBay. We are pre-loved whatever on eBay. We're Poshmark too, but somehow we're banned on Depop. And then not only we used to source on Depop and we can't even buy. What kind of business? What we don't under. And so,
I'll be honest with you, I haven't even thought of getting on Depop because of you all getting banned. I mean, it burned me for even trying. So that's another reason Lucy needs to come on. It's not the people that are getting banned really, because it's the people that hear about what's happening and they're like, I'm not even going to get on either.
Yeah.
That's just not a good business model, I don't think.
No, but it was, it was to their credit, Lucy is new. She's only been with Depop for a couple months, but they were awesome. I mean, they were great to talk to. Like I said, they apologized. It wasn't just a business thing,
Right.
So, I mean, I'm all for giving second chances. I just want to make sure that we're not just going to end up in the same spot in 3 months or 6 months.
How much have you sold on Depop since you've been reinstated?
I'm very little, but it's such a process to build a store up. You forget, when you're just when you have the inventory and you're just trying to get it on, just how time consuming that is. I got us up to 300 listings, and that's from sitting down maybe 4 separate times, because you start to get around 30 and you're like, okay, kind of wearing out here.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go back and cross post old stuff or not. I mean, I'll probably just start putting stuff on moving forward, just like it's a new platform. I mean, the good thing is when they reinstate the account, you still have all your feedback, and so I'm still 5 stars and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I just, and I know for me, and I mean, the reason I probably don't sell much on Depop, I'm just not selling really Depop type stuff. I mean, I know it's mostly clothing. They have categories for all the other stuff. And, I think I'd sold, let me just see how many items I've sold. I think I've sold maybe 50 something things on Depop total. So not a huge number.
Well, and that was part of the conversation too. I think they're trying to not necessarily expand their markets, but their footprints in certain categories. Because I was talking about, slowly relisting, and I was starting with Depop friendly stuff, and they were kind of like, "Well, what's Depop friendly stuff?" And I was like, just in my head, like, you don't know? Like, you don't know? You know, and I said, like, all the vintage stuff and all the sports stuff. And, you know, they were kind of offended, but I'm like, you know, they're stereotypes for a reason. When people think of Depop, they think of vintage.
Right.
And they're like, well, we're more than that. And I said, we know that because we've sold more than that. But until we cross-listed everything onto the platform, we didn't necessarily know that. So I think they're trying to have a larger footprint in other categories than just being a vintage site. So I think this is part of that too.
Yeah, so I had sold 64 things on Depop and have 25 5-star reviews. So I'm glad that at least when my store got reinstated, I kept those. So, and I have two,
Yeah, we felt
two
that
items out there.
while we were banned. I guess one of the last orders somebody had a complaint about, so they left us 1 star. But we were banned, so we couldn't access anything to work with them on anything. So now our last feedback is a 1 star. And then it's like, and then they left the platform on top of it. It's like, oh, sorry, guys.
Worst resellers ever.
You couldn't get them to remove that one?
I know, I should have.
That one should be removed. That one should be removed.
But I was laughing. I was like, go figure.
Amy texted me. She's in Chicago for work, and she said, you see this thing somebody just posted in our neighborhood Facebook group, and I guess somebody's moving, and everything they couldn't move, they were just going to give away. And so I got over there first, and I talked to her, and I was she had a bunch of like Asian, not all antiques, but Asian stuff, like Asian themed stuff. And then had a cool pocket watch that for whatever reason they weren't taking with them. I mean, it was, you know, like this big. It wasn't like hard to move. And then just some other miscellaneous things. And just so I could take everything, I'm going to consign it for, you know, that way.
That's cool.
So other people weren't coming in there and trying to grab stuff. I was like, hey, if you let me take it all, I'll just consign it for you. So we'll do a 50-50 split. But then we also got some things just for our own use. Like she had an 8-seater patio table with chairs that I took home that I'm not selling. So she just gave that to me. And then one of those cast iron pots that are ceramic coated. You know, those, we use the one we have all the time, and the coating had kind of come off. So we got one of those, and then a boom box. So I can
nice.
So
stand up there like this, say anything.
Will say anything, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say a copy of the Kama Sutra when you were talking about the stuff she had for you were taking home for personal.
He's got that in his private library.
I mean, it's always nice to get stuff like that, but I mean, it shot my day as far with Amy out of town. Usually, I try to focus on listing, you know, because it's just like I can just list as long as I want, and so I ended up being over there almost all day, and you know, it's always when it rains, it pours. I'll go like, you know, a month without hitting any good scores, and I like get down to where I'm just about out of stuff, or at least out of like good stuff to list, and then it's like I'll get 6 calls in a week, and now my garage is full again. Amy will start getting.
You got to take all of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever turn down anything like that, and Amy will start getting excited. Oh, maybe we can get the cars in the garage again, and then I fill it back up again.
Psych.
It's like, yeah.
I stepped out today. This is the first time I've ever done this. I bought my first yearbook.
Oh, okay.
You see
from
the year
last
on
year, 2024.
Yep. You know how much I paid for it?
$1.
52 cents.
Oh, well.
Oh, all right. Well,
That's
hopefully someone in there
interesting.
becomes famous.
Yeah, in a couple of years. That's interesting. You're showing in Maryville High School. Do you remember Everett High School in Maryville?
Oh, yeah. Everett.
I picked up 5 yearbooks from them at a estate sale.
Yeah.
And it was like 1948 through 1951, I think, or 52.
I got another find for you guys. This is a blast from the past. I'm not sure what year it is. I'm thinking 60s. maybe 70. Check this out.
Wow.
What do you think, Stewart?
Is
You know
that
where that's
Bearden?
from. Bearden High School.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that a real helmet?
I mean,
Yeah.
Wow.
it kind of looks like one to me.
Is that a plastic face guard?
Yeah.
Hey, we were tough back in our day, Johnny.
See, there's a high school in Knoxville called Bearden, and this is their logo. And I bought it.
I
bought
think
this
half
down
of the
to
high
Amvest
schools
down
in
there
the
near you.
country have that logo.
Yeah. But this is it was at a store right next to that school.
That looks like something for Granny's attic.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Granny's attic, I have them all bagged up. Well, not all of them. I've got most of them bagged up.
The Beanie Babies?
Yeah, I got 40 some odd. So get your checkbook ready. Bring me my comeuppance, and then I'm going to deliver these to you.
Yeah, I've got to give you your money and your terrible tales that are back behind me.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
so.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those.
You showed a few things you found. I assume that was from the weekend. Did you do any sourcing this weekend, Johnny?
Yeah, we went garage sailing, which was nice. We let ChatGPT map out our garage selling route.
Wow.
Oh, cool. So did you just ask it if there were, did you supply it the addresses, or did you just say find yard sales and map it out?
So we said find garage sales within 15 miles of and we set our address and
that are worth anything.
Break it down by time and distance. So the first thing it did was send us to a garage sale at 7:00 that didn't start till 8. Then it sent us to another garage sale, all good. And then it sent us to a garage sale that had a similar address, but was in Ohio. So when we drove
a bit of a drive.
How many states did you cross before you said, I don't think this is
Did you say state sales or e-state sales?
yeah.
Wow.
But the cool thing about that is that took us out of the way. So we were annoyed about that. But while we were making our way back home, we saw a sign for a garage sale and stopped at it. And this woman had just retired from working at the Ralph Lauren distribution center and was selling off all of the clothes that they get as like presents for working for Ralph Lauren. So we did almost like some retail arbitrage at a garage sale. So that was pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah, I found a bunch of paper this weekend, a bunch of scouting stuff like Boy Scout, vintage Boy Scout items, like a lot of handbooks and things of that nature. So those have always sold well for me. But it was an estate sale, but it was in a storage unit. Or, these people must have had, I didn't really understand if they were selling for multiple people or if it was just one person who had like 6 units. And it was one of the inside storage units. It wasn't really, I won't call it climate controlled because it was like an oven in there, but it was like inside, you weren't outside. And they had everything set up in the storage bays. And I found this old trunk and opened it. It was just full of paper stuff. I actually got a bunch of old Boys Life. You remember the Boys Life magazines?
Mm-hmm.
And I got one with Hank Aaron on the cover, one with Mickey Mantle on the cover, one with Roberto Clemente on the cover.
Oh, yeah. Pirates.
So yeah, it was a pretty successful estate sale there. There weren't a whole lot of other things for whatever reason. I thought it would be pretty busy this weekend. Unfortunately, I couldn't really go out on Saturday because I was working at one of the antique malls. But
that Boy Scout stuff does pretty well. We sold. We were at the bins a couple of weeks ago and bought like a wool button-up shacket that was an adult size, and that sold for like $100 in like 2 weeks.
I've got a couple of uniforms for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Boy Scout.
These are more just like the books, like Den Mother books, and then I don't even remember like Pioneers, but I guess the Pioneers was a branch, and then I did get an NRA basic rifle marksmanship and some NRA stuff. I found old NRA stuff sells pretty well too. Here's an Order of the Arrow, which is kind of cool. It's all from the 60s pretty much. And I was never in really scouts past the Cub Scout level. I mean, I did that, but then I never went further.
Did any of it.
Mm-mm.
My mom was my den mother when I was in Cub Scouts. So I was like, whatever the first 2 years when you're like third and fourth grade. But then, after that, I was more sports, went more to the sports.
That's why I never did it. I was sports.
Yeah.
So,
have you guys had a lot of garage sales? Like, there's not a ton of them. I mean, even when we had ChatGPT map it out, there was only like 5 or 6 in Greensboro, period.
Well, there's 2 things going on. Like the heat is now visiting us. I don't think people really want to do it then, but we've had a lot of rain up to this point.
May was a washout. Cause, I mean, literally, it was the second wettest May on record. I can't remember how many. It was like 15 inches of rain in May or something.
Wow.
Crazy like that. You see the interstates closed again between you and us, Johnny?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. They had another washout.
Time you had that flat tire, and I thought, oh, Johnny's caused all of it. Yeah, you're closed again.
You got to go 81 and down. I'm going to try that yard sale thing on ChatGPT on Friday, so I'll let y'all know how it goes.
It did. It was cool, though, because you know how you can kind of tell if you're searching on ChatGPT, like where it's looking? It was pulling like Garage Sale Finder and Garage Sailor and stuff like that. So that's cool. I mean, I wouldn't take it as gospel, but it definitely is a great place to start.
Now, when you're manually looking for yard sales, what places do you look on for Greensboro?
So I'll use Garage Sale Finder, and then the Garage Seller, like SLR or Garage SLR. And then I try to check Craigslist because I find Craigslist tends to have the church rummage sales that maybe don't show up in other places. Anytime I look on Facebook, I get like 2021, and I'm like, oh, great. Like, I don't want.
I use that yard sale treasure map.
I've used that before.
On there.
Of course, they lost their link with Craigslist, so they don't pull from Craigslist anymore. It used to be really good when it did that.
Yeah, it was good.
I mainly look on Craigslist, and then there is a Facebook yard sale for Knoxville that's pretty good. And if you sort it by most recent post first, that seems to be where a lot of people post their yard sales these days. But you're right. A lot of churches are always on Craigslist.
Have you seen a lot of community sales? Speaking of churches, Stewart, have you seen a lot of those? I've only seen one this spring.
There's actually been a few. I went to a couple last Friday. Didn't really find anything. It was a lot of kids' clothes at those. I think May's a big yard selling month, and the rain just almost completely washed May out. And then it's been so hot. I think you're going to see now it's going to be September, October before people crank up again. I mean, there'll be some every weekend, but I know like last year when my brothers and I did the yard selling in September down in Chattanooga, I mean, we did really well, and there were so many yard sales, and we've got that on the schedule again. I think it's the weekend before the East Tennessee Resellers thing. I think it's either the weekend before or weekend after, but.
So I just asked ChatGPT if there was any church rummage sales coming up in Greensboro this weekend, and it told me no. But it did let me know of upcoming sales this weekend. And then it likes to rub in and let you know what you missed. Like, thanks. But it's kind of cool.
Out, Johnny.
Yeah. It also gives you a summary.
Oh, okay.
And you can probably then tell it to put that in a PDF format that you can just print out. So,
and then it gives you the citation, so it lets you know where it pulled everything from. And it's Garage Sale Finder, Eventbrite, Craigslist, Facebook, all events yard sales search, and the Greensboro, North Carolina city calendar page.
Well, I'm excited about yard selling Friday now. So once again, I won't be able to go on Saturday because I'm working in Clinton, but Friday's usually pretty good. So.
Well, Stewart, I'm going to try to get those to you.
Okay, well,
Friday,
maybe we can meet
like I said.
Maybe we can meet at a yard sale. I'll put your address in and my address and say map out yard sales that gives a center point for Wes and I to meet. I've been watching this documentary on Netflix on Woodstock 99. Do y'all remember that? How bad it was?
I mean, I remember it taking place, but
I'd forgotten just how out of control that particular event got. You know, it was like the exact opposite of the original Woodstock. And
was it at the same place, same farm?
No, they had it at a old decommissioned air base. So it was a lot of pavement, and the temperatures were record highs. And then the groups you had playing were like Limp Bizkit and Korn and all these real aggressive. So you combine heat with this aggressive music. Porta potties, just they didn't empty them at all. They were cutting budgets to make money, and they cut on sanitation and they cut on security. And I haven't watched I've watched days 1 and 2, and apparently I know day 3, I think they just burned the place down. And it's if you have Netflix, it's been really interesting. It's just about Woodstock 99. So, I can give that one a thumbs up. People who were involved had done, the original Woodstock guy was involved, and they'd also done Woodstock 93, and that one was pretty successful. And I think it may have been at the same location as the original Woodstock. But the issue was both the original Woodstock and the second Woodstock, they were on that farm, so that it was hard to set up a perimeter. And basically so many people showed up to both those, they just ended up letting them in. They lost they lost so much money on those. So they were determined to make a profit on Woodstock 99. So they moved it to this air base, and then they subcontracted out all the stuff like food and security and sanitation. So the food people, they wouldn't let you even bring your own water in, but then they were charging $6 for a bottle of water. So, people ran out of money and they couldn't drink water and
passing out.
Oh yeah, it was just a huge disaster, but it's really interesting. So,
and that's on Netflix, you said?
Yeah, that one's on Netflix.
Well, get yourself ready for Woodstock 29.
Well, speaking of disasters, did you see how bad Bonnaroo was, Wes, with all the rain? They had to cancel Bonnaroo this year
for a couple of days. Yeah, So, speaking of Woodstock, though, we are, boys, on episode 69.
Hey,
so there you go.
Oh,
that's the summer of love. I was born in the summer of love, May 69. So
I thought that's why you were trying to
Brian Adams bring us into the episode in the little summer of 69.
That's why you were trying to get Stewart to pull his shirt up.
Yeah, I think I remember back in 69, I bought my first real 6-string at the 5 and Dime that summer. So
yeah, I heard that about you. You played it till your fingers bled?
Yeah, I did. Then me and some guys from school started a band, but
you tried real hard to, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy quit.
A couple of guys quit and got married, and we didn't ever think we'd go far. So
once Joey got married, I was out.
Yeah, just go on. Those were the best days of your life, though. So
they were. I was 2, so.
Yeah, I was a big old infant.
I think it was just a twinkle in somebody's eye back then, I guess.
Yeah, it was a couple of twinkles
twinkle,
away.
little Johnny.
Yeah, I don't know that my dad was old enough to have that twinkle yet, but
So sure died younger than we are?
No.
Okay.
My dad was born in 59.
So it's not like we're your granddad or anything, then. So.
No.
We could technically be his dad, though, Stuart.
Yeah, we could.
Well, mine would be a stretch. How old are you, Johnny? 42? 41. Yeah, mine would be a stretch.
Yeah, I'm 58, so.
I'm 15 years older, so yeah.
17.
Sure, you would be right there.
I did. That's why I never want to disappoint you guys,
Well. Well, Johnny, we're back. We're glad you're back on the road.
It's good to be back.
Nothing major happened to you in that little accident. So
yeah, very thankful. It could have been a lot worse. Nothing really blew out or anything, but enough to tick me off and postpone the Finders Flippers Resell podcast.
We tried really hard to get Johnny to make a short in the heat of the moment. It would have had a lot of entertainment value there, I bet.
We tried, folks. Johnny would not do the short for us.
Well, I knew how sensitive Wes was to editing things out, and I knew if I was just cursing, he'd be like, I can't use this. But no, guys, it was good to be back. I wanted to do episode 69 right. It deserved that.
All kind of directions you can go with this 69 episode, John.
Oh, yeah.
So be careful.
Yeah, be very careful. Stewart, I don't know if you realize Amvets, they had the other day, over the weekend, they sold hats for $1.
Oh, really?
And the movies for $4.
I just have not been in Amvets hardly at all since the new place opened. I just find so much stuff.
Oh yeah, are you guys going to talk about how you cross paths at the thrift store?
Oh yeah, we forgot about that one, didn't we?
I had to send a warning to Wes. I let him slide this time, being in my territory. But
I slid in on him, Johnny, at our thrift store.
I did notice the genuine annoyance on Stewart's face.
Yeah, he was looking at me like, what? First of all, I didn't call him and tell him, see. But second of all, why are you in my home thrift store here? What are you doing? See.
I run the west side. So
my name is West, so there you go.
Did he do one of those like talk through the teeth things where he's like, if I ever see you in this place again,
don't you ever? I'll smile on the short, but that's it.
That's what we should have done for the short. That would have been funny. But
hey, we can do one when we meet Friday. Let me tell you something. Don't you ever come back in my place.
Don't you ever. If I ever catch you in this thrift store, boy, you gonna get it.
You think you been banned before? You just wait. I'll show you banned.
Yeah, I'll see Wes across the thrift store, and like I'll look angry, and then we'll cut to like me beating something with a baseball bat in the
field. Like Office Space. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, I love that. When they're beating the crap out of that.
They take it out in the field. No, we every Friday, my wife takes off during the summer to be with me, like especially during on summer school. We were just off that Friday, and we just started driving around. And I just told Melanie, I said, we may see Stewart here, and I wasn't there 3 minutes, and here he come. I was like, oh man. So
yeah, I saw Mel first.
I just talked to him later. I said, y'all got some crazy guy that comes through here and says he's going to be your patron here or something. Stewart. Oh yeah, we know Stewart. Yeah.
I'm on a first name basis with all those people, so I've got eyes. I've got eyes in there.
What'd you tell him? Don't ever let that big tall guy back in here.
I said, call me if you see this guy coming here again.
Yeah, call me. I need to be. You don't live a minute away from there, do you?
Not hardly. I mean, like 5 minutes. I live up at the top of Cedar Bluff, and it's at the bottom of Cedar Bluff. So
yeah, you're not far from it.
It does make sense that the China King of Knoxville lives at the top of the hill, and that just everyone else is at the bottom.
See, Johnny, you're right. I like the way you think. That's correct. Hey, Stewart, have you made your way to Andy's yet down there on Cedar Bluff?
Yep. We go down there. We still seem to go to Culver's more, but
wait, you guys just got it? Did you just get an Andy's?
Yep.
There's 4 in our area now in Knoxville.
Oh, I am passionate about Andy's.
Andy's is good. Have you been to Culver's?
Yeah.
See, so you like Andy's. So, and then what's the other Freddy's? So
Freddy's.
So how would you rank between Culver's, Andy's, and Freddy's?
So I'm going Andy's, Freddy's, Culver's.
Oh, really? See, I would go Culver's, Andy's, Freddy's. I've just not been impressed. We went to Freddy's the other night just because we were in Oak Ridge, and my daughter lives close to there, and I was not knocked out at all. Now I will say I like the things at Andy's where they drill the hole in the middle and like.
Oh, the concretes?
Well,
Or the jackhammers? The jackhammers?
Yeah, and you can get like peanut butter like in the middle, and those are good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Cole Custer, like a Cole Custer Buster or something, and it's pretzel and peanut butter. He's a NASCAR driver, in case you didn't know. But
that's where our son actually just stopped working at our Andy's. He got a different job, but he was working at Andy's.
Oh, okay. Well, Maribel's
got the show now.
Maribel's got an Andy's now over near Maribel College, and then this past week, Freddy's it just opened up in Alcoa.
Now the other place we got custard the other night that I thought was really good was Super Chicks.
I've never had theirs.
It's chicken and custard, and their custard. Was
that's getting ready to open up in Alcoa.
Yeah, okay, well, they just opened. Yeah, they just opened one on Kingston Pike out in Farragut. So, the chicken was really good too, I thought.
Oh, very man, cool. I'm liking this custard talk. This is good. Yeah. This is good.
So, Johnny, when you come over, we're going to have some custard too.
Yeah.
Andy's
I need to try Super Chicks.
The foodie episode.
Put a lot into this one. Well, that is all the time that we have this evening on the Finder Flippers Resale Podcast. Gentlemen, great to see you all. Here on
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Reunited. Sing it, Johnny.
No, that was it.
And it feels so good.
I know where I'm going after the episode now. headed down to Andy's to get some jackhammers.
Get that jackhammer.
Non-sponsored, by the way. So, Stewart, when you're down there, ask them if they'd like to sponsor us.
That's
we'll
right.
give them a plug every week.
My neighbor actually does. My next door neighbor does all the social media for Andy's. So
hello, talk to him. Tell them we're going to plug them every week.
I will eat at Andy's every time they sponsor this show, and I'll eat it on air.
Ooh, see, he could go get one. You could go. I could go get one. We could do
It's another Andy's find of the week.
So you go ahead and talk to that guy, Stewart. We'll see what you can pull off. Johnny's going to talk to Lucy.
You can only show clothing products that have hot fudge stains on them.
Yeah. Where you drop it. Oh, that's my peanut butter. I'm sorry. From Andy's. Get your good old Andy's today. Well, gentlemen, I hope you have a great week of reselling, and let's talk sooner than later.
Yeah, let's
All right. That. Thanks again, Johnny, for getting me back on Depop.
The gift that keeps on giving.
That's an extra $6 a month, probably, for me. So
have a great one, guys.
Bye, guys.